warm welcome to all our viewers to Treamis Studio. The period of 13 to 19, the age group of 13 to 19, is a very apprehensive one, full of apprehension, confusion, a lot of doubts, things to do with your classes, your studies, your academics, and all of this. And kids of this age are called the teen age. We've all been through this stage. We know how difficult it is to get through this stage. So today in our studio, we have such a teenage girl. Her name is Kalyani Kumawat. She is in the 12th grade in Treamis. And we will have a short chit chat with her. She has accomplished something for her at this tender age. She is all of 16. And she has accomplished something which most of us would never expect from ourselves or from people whom we know. She is the author of 2 books at this age of 16. She wrote her first book, Lillian's Out of Space Adventures. It's a book on extraterrestrial beings and things. That was her first book, which was published 3 years back. And now she's here in the studio for a virtual launch of her second book, which is Chaos in the Silence. It is a book with a lot of poems which she has illustrated herself. So let's get into conversation with the 16-year-old Kalyani Kumawat. A hearty welcome to the studio, the Treamis studio, Kalyani. We are very happy to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. This whole experience is pretty new for me. I have never been to an interview before. I mean, I'm not a celebrity.
You are a celebrity in your own right, Kalyani. I must say, your work is amazing. All right. So I have a couple of questions that I have planned for you. Let's start with the first one. All right. So now this is a very a common thing that most of the teenagers of your age would want to know. Most of your friends, I'm assuming, would be more into reading. Okay, I have kids of your age and they are into reading. They do quite a bit of writing, but most of them are into reading. So how was your foray into the writing world? Why did you get into the world of writing, when compared to the reading that your peers do?
Well, it all stems from my love of reading. I love stories. I love different kinds of characters, different worlds, different plots. And I do a lot of reading, and because of my love for stories, I wanted to write. I wanted to be able to make a world of my own where I was the master. And I'm sure everyone my age, they would also want to be the same sort. They would want to have their own kind of plot, their own kind of story.
Right.
And writing is one way that I could do that. And so I wrote my first book as an assignment. Actually, it was when I was in 7th grade. We were handed this project for the winter break.
Okay.
And there were a couple of options, and I chose the writing option. After I wrote 5 stories, I realized that I really like doing this.
Okay.
It is somewhere where I find solace and peace and an outlet for expression.
Yeah.
So after I published my first book, that was all stories. That was all a collection of short stories,
Okay.
and it was very different from the real world, as you said, extraterrestrial.
Yes.
Around that time, I also started getting interested into poetry because poets have this thing called a poetic license.
Exactly. Yes.
And it's really, really fun to meddle with different kinds of words, different kinds of structures, meanings,
Yes.
and through that I kind of enhanced my expression and my creativity. So that was the journey of my 2 books.
So I read somewhere that you are inspired by J.K. Rowling. Yes. And she is one of your inspirations. Okay. And now, do you have some kind of a mentor or a guide who actually reads through your work or helps you out when you are stuck in between your writing?
Well, one of the key mottos of my life is that expression is an expression. There's no right or wrong.
Absolutely, well said.
And no one else would know how I am feeling.
Yes.
And so I would be the best mentor for myself. So as of now, I don't have a formal mentor.
Okay.
But my younger sister, she is actually really good with spotting out mistakes. She has an eye for detail. She is very, very scrutinizing.
Okay.
So you can say that she was my editor for this book.
Okay. And which grade is your sister in, Kalyani?
She's in 8th grade. Kalyani Kumawat, you might know.
Oh, okay, all right. So she is an author in the making, you could say. Yeah,
Yes, she started writing.
She has?
Yeah.
That's another thing. I think very shortly we'll have an interview with Kalyani's sister also, because she is also trying to fill in Kalyani's shoes. Yes. Okay.
I wouldn't say that though. She has a style of her own.
She has style of her own in writing, or you mean she is trying to do something else on her own?
There's a lot she's doing, but in writing specifically, she has a style of her own. I mean, I could say, if I'm being very generous to myself, that I am an inspiration.
Wonderful.
But,
That's very good. That's very nice.
Both of us are the kind of people who don't want to do something very mainstream.
Absolutely. I can say that in your work. Your work speaks for your, your statement now. She wants to do everything off mainstream. Most of us, like I said, would want to do a lot of reading, especially at this age. But Kalyani has chosen an entirely different stream. She's focused her attention completely into writing and expressing herself through writing. So again, you have done justice to your statement there, that you have moved away from the mainstream. So I read again, okay, this is all based on what I read about you. And I read that you're a very shy and timid girl. But what I have here in front of me is a very determined, a very confident girl.
Thank you.
Okay, and I must say again, you are an absolutely fantastic girl who's achieved something in your own right. Like you said, you don't have a mentor, you don't have somebody helping you, but you've done everything on your own, and I absolutely congratulate you on your achievement.
Thank you so much.
Yes, getting 2 books published, and everything is available on Amazon, by the way. People who would like to purchase her books, both her books, Chaos in the Silence, the new book that we are launching now, is available to buy on Amazon. You could go and get yourself a copy of it and read her book. It's all a collection of poems that she has written, and also a lot of illustrations, a lot of doodling. You do a lot of doodling, don't you, Kalyani?
Yes.
So is that another sort of way you express yourself, your doodling?
Doodling is more of a stress relief than expression.
Okay.
I find that whenever I am really, very stressed out when it comes to academics, life in general, I find myself reaching out for my sketchbook and just drawing something. And doodling for me is not straying away from the mainstream as I did for my writing. It's just that I like doing this and it gives me happiness.
Wonderful. And you have illustrated both your books, if I'm not wrong, yes? So how exactly did you manage your time? I'm sure you had a lot of work when you were 13, when you came up with your first book. You must have been in your 8th grade or in your 7th grade? Finishing your 8th grade. So I'm sure you must have been really held up with a lot of homework, a lot of schoolwork. How exactly did you find time to write that book, and when did you do it? I'm sure your peers, the other teenagers, would definitely want to know how you managed your time.
Okay, so for this, I would always prioritize my schoolwork. Anything else came second to that.
Okay.
So after I had done my homework and I had done my studying, I would never work on my book during exams.
Okay.
So after I had done all that, I would just, maybe for an hour or 2 every day, I would just maybe write or draw. And for me, it's something that gives me happiness. So I don't have to make time for it.
Absolutely.
Time will find a way for it.
Right. And Kalyani, in fact, has the message in her second book, Chaos in the Silence. She would like to convey something to all the teenagers around the world. She expects her book to speak for itself, and I want you to say exactly what it is that you want to convey to all the teenagers, because you have mentioned very clearly, you have stated it very clearly in the preface of your second book, that this is your subtle attempt at trying to get across your point to all the teenagers across the world. So what is it exactly, Kalyani, that you're trying to convey to all the teenagers?
Well, there's not a message strictly that I want to convey. It's just that I am placing myself to everyone, to all the teenagers. So my expression, my words, they shouldn't be binding in a way. What I mean to say is that whatever I feel, whatever I'm feeling right now or felt in the past, it's okay to feel that. And as teenagers, we are going through a lot, and our family members, they're usually not going through the same things as we are, so we can maybe find help from our friends, but then again, our friends are going through the same thing.
Yes.
So I want to say that it's okay to maybe feel unconfident sometimes, to maybe feel that the world is going to end. I mean, it is ending.
Yes, it is ending, yes, okay.
And it's okay to not be what you expect to be. Ever since a young age, everyone around me has told me that you should strive to be the best, you should work the hardest you can, and you should achieve great things. But sometimes it's okay to not come first place.
Right.
Sometimes it's okay to just be average, and you should not focus on being the best. You should focus on being true to yourself.
Absolutely well said there, Kalyani. What you just said about being true to yourself, that has to be the motto of not just you, it has to be the motto for everybody around in this world. It's all about being true to yourself, staying true to your roots. There are so many people who help us along our journey. We have our family, we have our friends, we have our parents, we have so many people who help us on our journey. And the point that you are at now, I'm sure there have been a lot of people who encouraged you to make you the confident person that you are right now. Yes? So would you like to say something about those important people in your life?
Well, I have a lot to say. I am fortunate enough to be blessed with such supportive people around me, my teachers, my parents. If it wasn't for that school assignment, and if it wasn't for the remarks of my teachers on that school assignment, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have written my first book, and I wouldn't have had the thought to write my second book. And what pushed my first book to completion was the constant support from my family. There was not a single point where I was discouraged that this is not a good idea and that I'm just wasting my time. There was not a single point in time where that happened. And so yeah, I think that is a pretty important part in what made me believe in myself and made me grow to who I am today. I would also like to mention my cats.
Okay.
Their names are Fuzzy and Mushu, and my classmates might have seen them in class sometimes.
Okay.
I actually dedicated my book to them.
To Fuzzy and Mushu.
Among others.
All right. Okay, so your book is dedicated to Fuzzy and Mushu, and you've taken a lot of inspiration from them, I assume, or maybe you've dedicated your book to them. But like Kalyani said here, every family, a family is an integral part of who we are today. So the same way here, the emotions that her family and the trust that her parents and her grandparents and her friends and her teachers have instilled in her and have had in her have been really instrumental in making Kalyani an author in her own right. Kalyani, I wish you all the very best in all your future endeavors. I definitely feel that you're made for great things. These two books are just a start of a very bright future and career for you in writing, among other things that you would like to pursue. But I wish you all the best from the bottom of my heart. And I know for sure, I know for a fact that you're going to do an awesome job. So wishing you all the very best, Kalyani. And thank you so much for being with us here in Treamis Studio and discussing your two books. Again, for the audience, the second book, Chaos in the Silence, is up for grabs in Amazon. Go get yourself a copy and see the person whom we interviewed here in Treamis today. All of you have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you so much for being with us and watching Kalyani and Ms.Tissu in the Treamis Studio. It's bye-bye from us for now. Thank you.